Hey YouTube, it's HT Tools. So the other day I told you guys to be getting a new EDC pen, and today it came in. So I was pretty excited about getting this new pen. Right now I've been using the Pilot G2, and it's just a normal pen that most people would use. But I decided to buy something that I think could last a lot longer, that could potentially last my whole life. And so without any further ado, I'll just go ahead and give a little overview and my first impressions of this pen. So I got the Hinderer Investigator Pen with the brass, and as you can see, pull this out here, this pen is a lot shorter than the Pilot. It's about 1.5 inches shorter, I think, if I measure it. Yeah, about 1.25 inch shorter, sorry. So quite a bit difference there. Another really big difference is the weight of these two pens. The the Pilot G2 is way lighter than this, and I expected that obviously, but I didn't realize how heavy this would feel in the hand in such a small package, and I don't really like that. I like the lightness of this G2, and obviously I can't have that with this. But it's still, like, the size is fine. It's fine to write with, but I just don't like how heavy it feels in the hand when you're trying to write with it. Another complaint I had with this pen, is the milling here is kind of sharp. It looks cool, like it's really nice and fine, like looks like the milling was done really well, but it's just very sharp, the edges are. So when I was trying to write with this morning in class, I just, I'm just holding it and just writing, not putting a lot of pressure on the pen with my fingers, but it was just digging into, especially this finger here, just digging into the side of it, and it was just really irritating, and didn't like that at all. The other thing I didn't like about it when I first got it is the Fisher Space Pen insert is the bold insert, and I wish they would send it with like at least a medium insert, because the bold is definitely too thick. Here you can see this is on the top, this is the Investigator, and on the bottom is the G2, and you can see the difference between the two thicknesses there in the lettering. And with my moleskin, my little moleskin notebook that I just showed in my last video that I just got, you kind of need smaller, thinner lettering for that, because it's so small. You don't want to take up all your space with thick letters. So if I keep this pen, I'm definitely going to have to change it out for a thin tip. What else? Let's talk about some things I do like about it. I do think it looks really cool. When I pulled this out, I'm sure someone would be like, wow, that's a really cool pen. And it is a cool pen. And with some modifications, I think that I could really get to like it. I think one thing I would definitely have to do is put some O-rings in these milling spots right here. There's already an O-ring on the cap. Came with an O-ring. I had to put it on. But one other thing I had really was like, what the heck? I got this on eBay and they said it was new, but I'm sure you can't see in there, but in the cap there's just like a bunch of gunk in there. It's just black, and I don't know if it's metal shavings from when they made the cap or what it is, but there's just like full of a bunch of stuff in there. And so I was a little disappointed with that. Another thing, when I got it, took the cap off, put it on the other side, and at first the threading was like super not smooth at all. It was very rough, and maybe I don't think I put it on wrong. I put it on just fine, but after a little bit it smoothed out. I don't know if there was something stuck in the threads in here or on the threads here, but it's smoothed out now, so now it's fine. But I'd also have to get a O-ring for this side too, because otherwise it'll kind of screw off by itself. The bullet point on here is pretty pointy. I like it. Looks pretty cool. It'll definitely do some damage if you hit someone with it, especially in the temple or in the armpit or somewhere like that. I don't really have any training with like pain compliance and like using a Kubotan like this, but even someone without training I think could do quite a bit of damage to someone if they at least knew like the basics of where to aim for, you know, the eyes especially. So what else? I'm not sure how I like the pocket clip. It's pretty small. It's got good tension. Some people say it's got too much tension. I feel like it feels fine to me. Normally I don't use a pocket clip though for my pen. Normally I just put my G2 right in my pocket and let it go. But with this I might, because I keep it in the same pocket as my phone, and I don't want this like sliding around with my phone and possibly scratching up the screen with this, you know, with these sharp edges here. So I may use the pocket clip. Not really sure. But if not, then I'll just take it off. That's kind of nice thing about this, is you can just take it off with this little hex screw right there. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep this pen or not. I'm not really sure if it was worth the $60 that I paid for it. So I'm going to test it out over the next couple days. Maybe go and buy some more rings for it, and I will make my final judgments, you know, after a little bit. But there you go. That's just a little overview of this pen and my first impressions of it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and I'll